morning. Well, now most of us here, perhaps everybody, knows Kristina. For those in Zoom land and YouTube, when I do this intro here, Kristina Robertson is a confessional spoken word performer, writer, and producer here in the South Bay. She has competed in 2 National Poetry Slam competitions. Her work has appeared in Overachiever Magazine and was published in Chopsticks Alley Art's Asian American Healing, a Nature Walk Guide. She just released her first full-length book of confessional poems titled Getting Out of My Head.
And it's awesome.
Yep, with poems from my heart, and that was released last month. She currently co-produces Chopsticks Alley Art's CreativiTEA open mic. Through her work with Chopsticks Alley Art, she helps to provide opportunities for AAPI artists to showcase their work while also sharing her love for art and poetry with her community. Now, you can also learn more about Kristina on Spotify. That's an interview with Denise Sugita for the program Voices That Propel Us. Yeah. And she is also on CreativiTEA's YouTube channel with Top Chef 2 David Foot discussing identity and culture. That's a great program. Would you please now welcome Kristina Robertson.
That's right. The Chef 2 that was closed during the pandemic. Chris Loxton and I did our Power to the Mutts poem on that channel. That was really cool. Hi. Thank you so much for coming out on a Tuesday to hear some poetry. I just wanted to give another round of applause for everyone that performed before me. Yes, this is my book. It's my baby. This is my heart. And I know some of you came to my book launch last month, and what I said was at the book launch, if you love to buy my book because it's a piece of my heart, all I ask is that you protect it and be gentle with it. And yeah. I'm just going to get right into the poetry, but I do want to acknowledge the artist of the cover. Her name is Kristina. She's an amazing local artist. She has her work currently up at Crema Coffee right now, and she's, aside from Scorpiana X, she's a badass hairstylist as well. But please go see Scorpiana too. I need to get my Grace covered. So, yes, I'm going to go into the book. Just to give you a little background about the book, it's in late 2024, I did a show called Yours and Mine Intertwined with 2 amazing singer-songwriters. Their names are Esther Young and Blumatan. And the show, we did it at Red Rock, our second story at Red Rock Coffee in Mountain View. And the 3 of us told our story through song and poetry about the human experience, love, loss, healing, and self-discovery. And I really felt like the songs that they chose that went after my poems was like the soundtrack to my life. And it got a really great reaction from the audience, that a lot of people were asking me, oh, where can I find your poetry? And I was like, I don't really have my work out there. So this book was inspired by the show. The show, so it started out as love, and then loss, and then healing and self-discovery. The book is a little bit different in the order. It starts with about me and in my skin, and I'm going to read a few poems from that chapter. This is called Eyes Pried Open. And there's a picture of me at 6. crescent moon eyes gazing into the red lotus sea, petals propagated by hints of uncertainties. A lost American millennial searching inside a mother's womb for identity, face mixed with hesitation, hidden beneath the father's redwood tree. A privilege named yet mocked and shamed, blending fusion with confusion, presumed adoption is to blame. A merciless small town filled with slant-eyed gestures, stereotypes and slights cut right to the core until it festers. I am a canvas, painted into a camouflaged question mark, a tsunami rippling through my ribcage, curves shaped into pink lotuses, freckles connect me into an exclamation point. My crescent moon eyes meditate behind a reserved smile, bashful of my overbite and oversight, but tonight I fight to just be, simply hers and his mixed, without the division or betwixt, amidst a lunar eclipse, seeing in my eyes, pride wide open. This poem is for my father. If all I get to see of you is for 30 minutes and 365 days, let's not look at pictures in my cell phone to summarize what I've been up to. Remove the superficial shield you makeshifted the day you decided to abandon me. Dig deep in the back of your eyes for the memory of Bill Withers songs and bear hugs, for my embrace could close our next visit. I used to respire only for you, but my lungs will eventually swell out its last breath, and when the 29th minute nears, don't say the word love if it's a force pulling you inside solitude. I will cup your fragile face. Thank you for giving me this life. But promise me 31 minutes next time so I have something to live for. Everclear. In the sobering daylight, I was lost and jaded, tapping my fingers relentlessly for a quick sip of reality. For I am the half-empty glass on the verge of spilling, a halo hovering above a beer bottle at 2 a.m. I can see through me, clear as vodka, a distilled potency, ever clear, ever so clearly I can see clear like purified water, chasing these gin-soaked memories as my intuition flows like waterfalls, a toast to clarity, seeing through my facade, inside the hurricane glass. My liver never loved me, so I learned to live without it. The next chapter kind of goes into, it's called Into Darkness, and it's a lot of poems about being in sort of really toxic relationships, go into really like personal poems about abuse. I'm not going to share that because my fiance says so.
That's good.
But there is a happy ending, obviously. But I'm going to read a few poems from this chapter because it's important to the story of the book. So let's see. Oh, I'm so nervous, such a small crowd.
Where are your friends?
You are. Love you, Jane. Okay, I'll share. My lover is flirtatiously high, and I am a junkie for his smack. We drug ourselves to enhance our desires, and I desire him like centrifugal force, rolling to trip hop. Our eyes buck and sway for each other. We are lucky in love after 3 pills a night. How appropriate that this drug comes stamped with clover leaves and horseshoes. The chemical connection between us brands our love with its name, ecstasy, clarity, essence, decadence, sweeties, speed for lovers. And my heart beats fast, intense for him, vibrates like the dance floor when his breath traces my silhouette, licks every goosebump like chocolate chips on my skin. We rise like the bright white moon. But when we come down, everything turns black and blue as the shadow of sobriety. My lover is nothing but my drug dealer. Swallows candy pills at raves, house parties, and poetry slams. Spanks random girls over bar stools, flirts with his clients for free iPhones, and comes down to call me crazy. It's just business, baby. I come home to you, baby. I choose to be with you, baby. And when he punctuates that sentiment by taking his love to my face, all he could say is that it wasn't a fist, it was an open hand. And it wasn't 5 pummels to the face, but 4, 3, 2. One friend told me, he said I was crazy and that I beat my own jaw black and blue. Calls my bruises beauty marks. My heart beats for more beats, and fast forward makes me beg on my knees until I become the little bitch he says I am. I'm sorry for hitting you, bitch, but you're crazy. When we are high, we are lucky in love, but the come down turns my beauty marks into track marks. This euphoric high is not the answer to his problems, and he is not the answer to mine, and this drug cannot be used for couples counseling. No longer his concubine or his punching bag if I'm crazy. It's only forever calling this chemical connection love. I actually do like this personal, very intimate setting because, I feel I love you all. I do. He said he didn't want to keep breaking me. Saw the pleading look in my sweltering eyes. Hopeless, exposed, and jaded from nothing but past lives. I had concealed my dimness for him like an encumberment prize when its affection and connection I emphasized to yet another wrong guy. But what if I just wanted him to break me, shatter me into a million more pieces? I've been broken before for more soul-wrenching reasons. I begged him to penetrate me deeply with all of his fake sweetness, if it meant letting my self-worth reach its culmination while my body releases. And he said, what if indeed this is true? All the sweetness and promises were nothing but tools. But what if he knew right from the very start, and he still put me together just to break me back apart? I craved his consistency to further reject me as I pushed and pulled at his unwilling hesitancy to fracture me incessantly. I became addicted to the exquisite pain of wanting someone so unattainable. What is love but lust without my darkest shame? I give and beg too much to the undeserved while I end up making myself look insane. What is fragmented without my bareness to heal? Let go, drain out the sorrow inside so I can finally feel. When it's more than a desire for physical touch that I appeal, but to know that I'm more than enough while trying to break my own chaotic wheel. I dissolved into a shuddering embrace that night as I clutched him tightly with fear of losing him, unwilling to put up another fight. He wiped my tears, caressed my face with the soft kisses under the window shades of moonlight. He told me, what if we could rewrite our past and we never got hurt? Because I never settled for guys who didn't value my worth. And then he found me whole and held me and told me, you're mine. What if we could turn back time? I woke up to another empty bed, I'm nothing more but a masochist who understands the hostage I kept instead. We are all worthy of an emotionally safe, predictable, loving relationship, he said, but it was my destructive path that became like a festering disease that spread. I can only then comprehend what it's like to make amends in order to fully transcend into a mended version of the victim I would often pretend. Love even my broken-hearted self and find being alone through my strength all over again. He said he didn't want to keep breaking me, because only I could ever fall in love to my unreciprocated pain. You know what? Where's Amy? She was supposed to be my beatboxer. She's with the board, but works San Jose. And she was like, Kristina, are you gonna share your poetry? Please don't share it like, she was all, hello? Like she was doing like, she was kind of like very slow drum. I was like, no, that's not how I share my poetry. But, I don't know, it's gotta be there. But then she's all, I'll be your beatboxer. And I was like, oh yeah, that poem would be perfect if she beatboxed it. There was nothing poetic about us. We were literal, matter-of-fact turned pessimistic. I was a hollowed shell, several organs with no blood running inside. You wanted to connect with anything, something, someone else. When you left, silence descended upon me. My heart stopped, only to be resuscitated nonsensically. I feared my execution, only to regain perception. I became the inevitable phenomenon. High peaks and valleys in the EKG brought my broken heart to its resurrection. I became optimistic. You were merely the blood clot in my regression. I hold on to this vessel tightly with protection. Surrender to this new verse while finding beauty and safe love after trauma becomes my ultimate poetic justice.
Yeah.
That's when I realized, okay, I need to really heal within myself, because I can't keep going into these patterns of being in these toxic relationships. So the next chapter is called Healing, and these are poems about healing and self-love and self-respect. And it was actually really cool because Rob actually invited me to Triton Museum to find a painting that inspired me, and this piece was called A Woman Kneeling, and it actually made it in the book because when I saw the painting, it's by Nathan Oliveira, there was something in her eyes that spoke to me. I was like, that's me. I'm the woman kneeling, and ultimately, in the ending you'll know, it's called actually A Woman Rising. She kneeled into his submission. She was always his vision. A portrait of his control to dominate her every decision. She became jaded, resistant. Here lies her naked truth. From constant scorn to emotional abuse, she can't recognize herself beyond her flesh. Exposed, yet shrouded with conviction. She was clothed in the expectation to always give in and say yes, but it is her scars that shade different. She waters her soul, plants seeds in her mind, opens herself as a lotus flower would. She is resilient to the sun, susceptible under the moon. She learned kneeling is her prayer that seeks worship. Her worn body curved into her own sculpture. Arms painted around her bends, arched back, bruised knees, craned neck to better view her own light. She is of love and light, but wears her darkness like armor. She has been dishonored in her own skin, a rebirth within. This woman handles her tired work with the softness of her silhouette and the trigger in her eyes. She started to tell him no, only yes. To herself, she kneels for rest. Her blemishes confess at every sunrise, for every sacrifice she's ever realized. She is worth so much more than he has ever denied. She may be a woman kneeling, but never forget how far she has come, for she is also a woman rising.
Yeah.
And then I want to get into my favorite chapter, the love chapter. This is just where I'm at in my place right now. These poems are all pretty new. I overlook his splendor wrapped around the vines, between the tendrils and thorns for a tenderness I never knew. He begs me in my dreams, gazes into me at sunset, waters me at sunrise. I become the fallen leaf receding into the soil. It's that echo in the canyon that reminds me I'm hard to handle. I am the caterpillar refusing to spin itself into a silky cocoon. I design butterflies from the dirt like dusty snow angels. My makeshift wings form and flutter away into dust. I am the tornado blowing into his concrete love. He chooses me today and every day. And when the wind touches my face, it's the soft fragments of his kisses, a reassurance that I'm seen even through my resistance, as someone who is easy to love through his unwavering persistence. Remember, like a dandelion, he loves me, he loves me not, he loves me, he loves me not, he loves me. I plucked the last petal, exposing only the peduncle. My love had finally budded, no longer the puff pulled out and shunned from sunlight, dispersing my apprehension through the stiff breeze. He found me beautiful even in the fertile soil, blooming early and virtually last. We became magic when the fluff was blown, making this the ultimate season of consistency. My wish had finally came true. What happens when a poet meets her muse? I clutch onto his every word, cling to the beating pulse of his heart like syllables to a haiku, trace the outline of his smile, his ballpoint pen to my open journal, a page that smells of old love letters to Robert Browning. He is my first edition, warm, deep, and subtly seductive. An endless poem that feels so intimate and inviting. I come all over. I write into him. Line after line, sheets covered in ink stains shaped like an exclamation point. This is what it feels to be so inspired, when chaos discovers euphoria, when a poet meets her muse. How am I doing on time?
Good.
We walked across the same pier exactly 1 year ago today. Like magic, the rain cleared, sun bursting with sincerity. We smell of salt water and churros, simplicity adorned with our hungry eyes. Sea breeze collided into us, holding hands tenderly. I knew I wanted him then, licking our lips lustfully, brushing windblown hair with willing fingers. I lingered by the brisk shore, but surely it was his warmth I felt. Its serenity poured all over me. It was then I knew, chivalrously walking street side of me, listening intently, consistently, while sea lions bark incessantly and lounge underneath the rays on a Sunday kind of love. This is for all you coffee lovers. Eyes half open with the thought of your taste has me grinding, anticipating the release of your aroma upon my senses. It's steaming inside, whistling like a kettle on a stove, filling my cup to its brim. The rich, nutty taste upon my lips. Cream coats my tongue. Nirvana penetrates my body, stimulating the mind. My eyes wide open, primed to seize the day. strobe lights are bouncing off my retinas like the mattress we used to shake the earth with. There my muse, fingers guitar strumming the work of his own hands into long, burning, unrequited song notes. My eyes shudder and dance, lips curve, hips buck and sway to the sound beat of his acoustic ballad, synthesizing me with such sweet simplicity. I feel it from my lower back to my thighs. The sound he plays resembles the faint grunts he makes when inspiring deeper. I wonder how much he knows what his haunting voice does to me as I cross my legs tighter, fingers gripping into the couch cushions while he amplifies my hunger for his slapping of the bass lines, pounding on the djembe, blowing tantalizing whispers through the flute. I know what good music is. It's in his love wrapped in rhythms of the banjo. It's recorded through the soundboard inside the depth of my walls. I know later tonight we will collaborate. The drum bass will echo off the walls like our upstairs neighbors knocking to the sound of our collaboration. Against the leather love seat, the coffee table, the sliding glass door, the stage is only ours. And I love when we make music together.